Hi, I'm Danielle Mariko with.
Anzie Dasabe.
We are here to talk about the realities of working in the industry. So, Anzie, can you tell me a little bit about how you got into modeling and how long you've been doing it?
Yeah, I started modeling when I was about 9 years old. I sucked at sports. Everybody was like, "Oh, you're tall. You should play sports." They saw me play sports. They were like, "You should do something else." And they're like, "You know what? Your daughter looks like Naomi Campbell." So that became like a running joke in our community, and I ran with it. I watched America's Next Top Model a lot, as we all did, and I was like, "Fuck it, I could do that." So I found a modeling school, and I made my parents pay money for me to do it, and it was kind of scammy. Don Casablancas, I'm looking at you.
Can you tell us more about just like certain things to look out for? What made you think it was scammy?
Well, I wouldn't say that it was scammy because it was actually helpful. They gave me books, they taught me a whole bunch. The part that I would say is scammy is that they asked for money for that and then didn't set you up for sure with jobs after that. It was kind of just like, or try to introduce you to any agencies. They're just like, let us teach you. Bye, good luck.
What was your biggest like misconception before getting into the industry, and how has that maybe changed now that you are working?
Whew. I thought talent would get you somewhere. I thought being talented, being good at your job, being easy to work with, having a legacy of work behind you would really do something, but honestly, it doesn't. It's honestly about who you know and who fights for you.
I'm like, what was like a pivotal moment in your career?
Ooh, I wish I could say it was a positive one, but I will say it was a learning lesson. When I first moved here, I was up for my first like big campaign job. For some reason, I went through 2 casting agencies to get this job um, with huge house. I was so excited. They're like, "Yeah, we're gonna cast you." Got me my international plane ticket. I was in school for journalism. I put off my stories on people. I found a way to take my classes virtually. Um, I got my homework sent to me before anyone else knew what the fuck was happening in the class. Can I curse? Yeah. Okay. What the fuck was happening in the class? And at the last minute, they were like, just kidding. I'm like, you just spent money on a last minute international ticket for me and then told me just kidding. And I was like super depressed. I didn't eat for 3 days. I stayed in bed for 3 days. I didn't go to class. I didn't do anything. And honestly, biggest lesson that taught me is that nothing is confirmed until the ink is dry, until you're on the plane, until you're on the set. Yeah. Anything can happen. Honestly, even being on the set is not secure. Oh, you could get sent home.
Also, speaking of just not getting attached, could you speak to maybe your agency experience, your casting director experience, and just the process of casting, or just how that has really shaped how you navigate the industry?
I do have casting directors that I was close with in the past, but I feel like as time moved along, they also moved along in their careers, and I feel like I didn't necessarily. I know it's not true, but I feel like I didn't move along with them. So now I'll be like, "Hey, let me know about jobs. Let me know about jobs," and they'll send them to me, and it's like $500, $700. I'm like, "Girl, we used to do like 10K campaigns together. What are you talking about? Why are you sending me this?" But they're also working with bigger models and getting them those campaigns. So sometimes it's like, I wish you guys would fight as hard for me as you fight for other people. Like, what is it that you see in them that you don't see in me? Because we're honestly not that different.
Yeah. I have a feeling, though, that a lot of the industry is really about just kind of chasing just what is already giving them eyes or attention. And unfortunately, I feel like this big discrepancy with just like investing in budding talent and just the girls that are really on the ground, which is why we're here today. But yeah, would you have any other advice for someone that's like trying to get signed or just trying to navigate relationship building in the industry? Because that's such a big part of really how you get jobs and how you stay relevant.
Honestly, I wish someone would have drilled this into my head earlier. When you take photos, when you're doing shoots, it's not about the image is just looking good. You're crafting an image. What kind of jobs do you want? What kind of ambassadorships, if you want to go that far? What kind of brands do you want to align yourself with? If you're going to be a beauty girl, what kind of beauty girl? Are you like the extraterrestrial? Are we more like clean and soft and Glossier? Like, you really have to, it's not just taking photos, you really have to market yourself. As well as like remembering people's names. I'm so bad at that. If you meet someone and they like you in the moment, you really got to get on that, because tomorrow they could act like they don't know who the fuck you are. So remember people's names, get people's emails, don't be afraid to be annoying. I harass people. I'm proud to say it. I will harass someone.
Persistence is key. I think that's just how you get anywhere.
Okay, harass is the wrong word. It's persistence. I don't like, if it's past like 3-4 messages, emails, whatever, I'm like, all right.
I get you.
But I will come back and send a 5th in a couple months. I'm not going away.
How do you prepare for a shoot or a show, or is there anything you'd like to share about your process?
Yeah. I don't like to be around people beforehand. No, like I'm not going to a party. Maybe Fashion Week is kind of an exception, but normally, no, I'm not going to a party. Look, these manicure, pedicure is expensive. Let me tell you something, girls. If you know how to do your nails, you better pocket that extra money. If they give you a little per diem to get your nails done, and you know how to do your nails, I stay home. I be in there filing, doing my nails. I'll do a little mask. I try to listen to like books that will inspire me on my audiobook tip. I just finished Cicely Tyson's book, so I'm listening to Gabrielle Union's second book right now. We're gonna need something stronger, and it's very connected to the modeling industry, so that helps.
Okay.
And I like to go to bed early.
Would you say, I find that modeling's very draining because you're around so many energies.
Oh yeah.
And how do you kind of recharge after that?
I go home. Yeah, a lot of times, I don't know, usually with big sets, I don't know if you get this, or like shows, people be like, where are we going next? Like, what are we doing? Because we had so much fun spending the day together. I'm like, I'm going home. I'm going to make a pit stop maybe before the after party or something, go get some food, be to myself, turn on this podcast.
We also didn't get into like what kind of modeling you're interested in or what you do, and I'd love for you to share a little bit more about just the areas that you work in.
When I first started, I lived in Dallas. I did commercial, so like Neiman Marcus is out there. I did Neiman Marcus and JCPenney catalog, and then I came here and I was like, I really want to do fashion. I mean, that's always been the goal, always been the dream. So I bounced around to lots and lots of different agencies trying to get them to think I was a fashion girl, and they only saw me as commercial. So I spent a really long time working on my book to eventually get some fashion gigs, and then beauty really kicked off, which is, I guess, a portion of commercial, but I feel like it's a beast in itself.
Yeah.
So honestly, I'd say where beauty is where the majority of my money comes from. I would love to do more runway, but it's just, the US is not really the place for that. The Euro girls get paid for runway. We get coins.
Yeah. Anzie, do you have any last words for us? Any last bits of advice? Anything you'd like to share about yourself before we go?
Well, I'm a very passionate person. It's very hard to steer me away from things, but I'm getting close. I'm getting close to giving up. That's where I'm at. It's
real.
Very hard for me right now to find management that matches my energy and matches my drive. So last leading advice I'd give is try to hold on as long as you can. Even when you think you can't, you got friends like Danielle that'll call you and be like, hey bitch, you want to test?
Yeah.
Hey bitch,
Yeah.
you want to do this?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What have you been up to? So yeah, honestly, I'd say thank you to you. That's my ending. Thank you to you, because I honestly would have quit at least 2 years ago if it wasn't for you. Because almost a lot of my homegirls left. A lot of people left. So you keeping me here.
We in it for the long haul.